Welcome to Warriors Analysis, where we look at the greatest warriors the world has ever seen in media, pop culture, and history. Today, we look at the notorious captain of the Jolly Roger, Captain James Hook. Allegedly Blackbeard's boatswain and the only pirate Long John Silver ever feared, Captain Hook is the antagonist in J.M. Barrie's Peter Pan novel. Today we are going to look specifically at the Disney version of the character from the 1953 Peter Pan film. We will be looking at his characteristics, skills, feats, and arsenal today. This will be Captain Hook at the very end of the film. One of the things that stands out immediately with Captain Hook is his charisma and commanding aura. He captains a bloodthirsty crew that actively considers mutiny, but doesn't ever go through with it based on Hook's presence alone. In fact, the name Hook strikes fear throughout Neverland, shown when the mermaids panic at the sheer sound of his name when he and Smee row by with Tiger Lily. To put over the ruthlessness of the crew, Mr. Smee casually talks about how the crew is ready to get back to scuttling ships and cutting throats, something that seemed like a normal, everyday occurrence for the members of the Jolly Roger before Neverland. Hook is just as ruthless, showing zero care over murdering his own crewmates. While Captain Hook has a ruthless reputation, he's a pretty classy guy. I'd even go as far as to call him a gentleman who shows good form. When he believes to have defeated Peter Pan, he's quick to honor him as a worthy opponent. We see him use charm and manipulation throughout the film, but also see him keep his word. When he heard about Tinkerbell's issues with Peter Pan and Wendy, he immediately came up with a plan with his strategic analytical skills, manipulating Tink with his suave, caring demeanor and badass piano skills. He promises to not lay a hand or a hook on Peter and keeps his word, choosing to use a homemade explosive instead. He even manipulates Pan's emotions by tagging the gift as "from Wendy." The best example of his persuasive skills comes in the elegant Captain Hook number, where he and his crew easily convince the Lost Boys, John and Michael, to join up with his crew. There isn't a boy who won't enjoy working for Captain Hook. He took the kids from being angry and terrified to laughing and begging to sign up. He's able to trick captives into adoring him. One of his main weaknesses is his fear of the massive crocodile constantly hunting him down. Its presence is given away by a tick-tock from a clock that it had devoured. While it's set for comedic purposes in the film as something for us to laugh at, crocodiles are ruthless dinosaur monster killers. I don't think that that's an irrational fear, and the fact that others in the film no-sell the croc is wild, because while it does like the taste of Hook, that monster could eat them too. I wouldn't go as far as to call Hook a coward though. When Peter Pan pretends to be a great sea spirit in Skull Rock, Hook doesn't act afraid at all and is immediately suspicious and untricked. His other exploitable flaw would be his extremely short temper. We see him lose it on numerous occasions, and it almost ruins some of his plans. Despite his lean and lanky appearance, Captain Hook has some wild strength. He manhandles Mr. Smee multiple times throughout the film, but more impressively, launches a large crew member over the side of his ship with one arm like nothing. He even hoists up Tiger Lily while she's tied to an anchor. There are also many instances of the captain hanging from just his hook, using pure arm strength. One of his most insane feats is pushing open the jaws of a crocodile, which he does multiple times in the film, even when fatigued. To put this into perspective, saltwater crocodiles can close their jaws with the force of about 3,700 pounds per square inch, and that's a median number. The crocodile depictions in various Peter Pan and Hook media show this guy to be a complete monster, so it's probable that the force of his jaws is even higher. The captain also swings his sword hard enough to break apart the mast of his ship. Keep in mind that this is done using a thin rapier. His rapier, revolver, and hook are shown to be his main arsenal when battling. But I would also add the crew of the Jolly Roger and mention his insane accuracy when giving out orders for where to fire the cannons at moving targets while the ship moves along with waves. His accuracy doesn't end there though. Hook is a hell of a shot with the revolver, taking out a crew member without even looking. When it comes to his fencing, I'd say he's the best in the film by far, and I don't care that Peter Pan technically wins in the end. That fairy boy cheats. Think about how much skill it takes to be an efficient fencer and captain of a ruthless crew. Then take into consideration fighting a skilled immortal imp boy with years of experience that can fly all around you at significant speeds. When Captain Hook calls Peter Pan out on fighting like a coward because of his flight, they fight on equal footing, where Hook immediately outclasses Peter by far. He dominated Peter enough for Peter to end up needing to cheat another way. Some other notable and quite frankly insane feats for Hook include moving so quickly that he can run on water and outswimming the giant crocodile. In theory, to run on water, you'd need to run at about 30 meters per second, which is about 3 times as fast as Usain Bolt. To outswim a saltwater crocodile, you'd need to go faster than about 18 miles per hour, which again is about 3 times faster than the fastest human. He's stealthy enough to sneak up on Pan and the Lost Boys on a few different instances, but Hook really stands out in terms of his durability. Honestly, our noble captain gets smashed up quite a bit in this film. He tanks nasty falls, brutal head trauma, crocodile bites, the stress of always being hunted, and the insurmountable weight of revenge. While some people may sleep on Captain Hook's fighting abilities, I think he's a great warrior. He shows cunning, strategy, and insane skill given the circumstances. For a quick non-canon example of how he'd fare against a non-flying opponent, he's shown to fight Don Carnage on Raw Tunage and make short work of him, Carnage being a formidable swordsman and notable enemy in Tailspin in his own right. When you constantly fight an opponent that uses strategies specifically to mess with you and are hunted by an apex predator, it could seem to a casual audience that you're weak. But now we know that Captain Hook is a formidable fighter and stands as a mighty, ruthless pirate warrior. Thank you so much for joining me on this second episode of Warriors Analysis. Who's next? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and check out the link tree in the description. I have new merch up and I also have the website that you can check out. Please also join the Discord and Patreon if you'd like to get in touch with me personally. Thanks again, everybody.